It's a combination of area plus sales plus manager. Area sales managers does all these three together. So you manage an area, whatever is required in that area. So when I say area, it means you have a central initiative. Somebody said we want to do X, Y, Z this year. So whatever are those initiatives, launches, anything that the company is doing is specific to your area, you manage that. Second is the sales part. Obviously nothing to beat that. That's you need to define you're responsible for the sales. And the third larger part, which very few people understand till the time they reach there, is the managing part, where you are responsible for the people in that particular area. When you have 300, 400, 500 people being managed, right from the VC till the sales officer, till n number of people, you manage their entire aspirations, their growth, their training, their SOPs, their salaries, their incentives, everything.
An ASM's day is what can be described in 2 words, which is organized chaos. Yeah. So one, obviously an ASM, his KRA starts and ends with 2 things. One, he has to make sure that the value targets or whatever category targets, volume targets, etc., whatever his territory is gunning for, those are kept in check. Number 2 is his people are progressing along the way. Those are the 2 big KRAs of any ASM. And therefore, as an ASM, it was important for me to recognize that, frankly, I don't do much. My boys do all the job. I have to be the problem solver for them. So from morning till evening, all my time was spent on solving problems. If there is a claim problem, I am up to solve for it. If there is a logistics problem, I am solving that. If there is a distribution problem, I am solving it. If there is a sales problem, I am solving it. And all the time one has to keep your radar up to say, am I solving it for this moment, or am solving it in a manner which permanently helps him get rid of this problem? Is there a process issue? If there is a people issue, what is the issue? And how do you guide your team to recognize that issue and then solve for it by probably demonstrating it the first time around, coaching the second time around, and then third and fourth time around, let them do it. Yeah. So typical day in the morning was, one would expect a call from your senior most sales officer. Sir, aaj ye problem hai. So, okay, and your day starts from there. You have some preset agenda that today I need to clear these 3 things, get these 2 approvals. And then as the day goes on, you add 23 more problem statements to it. And hopefully by the end of the day, you've solved, say, about 10 out of those problems and ticked off those 5 things that you want to go in with. Broadly, that is how the day looked like.
As an ASM, you are expected to be in the market, meeting your sales team and your distributors and retailers for at least 14 days in a month. You have what we call a PJP, or let's say a journey plan, where you decide that during that day you will go and meet a certain distributor. A distributor is, let's say, someone who stocks your products, and then he helps those products reach to the market. So you end up meeting a distributor. During the same call, you will go and meet markets within that distributor's control or purview. And obviously you would do this along with a sales officer who is deputed to take care of the distributor. A typical sales officer will handle 1 or more distributors depending on the size of the distributor, and the sales officer is on your company's role. So your typical day job would be to meet a distributor, the sales officer, as well as the retailers in the market. So once you're at a distributor point, your job is firstly to ensure if the distributor is delivering on the task that he's been asked to, which is to deliver a certain target or a certain number. While you're doing that, it's extremely important that you facilitate a distributor and make his life easy to deliver the job that the company is asked him to do. A lot of distributors will have some open issues, some complaints, which is your job to go and resolve as you go and meet them. Then once you're in the market along with your sales officer and a couple of distributors' employees who would be booking orders for the day, you go and try and understand what's happening in the market. Your job would be to see if the execution of some of your launches is perfect, because People who are sitting in the head office or the brand managers cannot go to every particular market or an outlet. So it is your job as an area sales manager to see if an execution is going on well and as per the design. You'll have to see if your stocks are available in the right outlets. Right stocks are available in the right outlets. You don't want to put all your SKUs in every outlet. You have to make sure that right SKUs go into the right outlet. You have to see if there are any issues which the retailers have in terms of distribution or serviceability from the distributor. And also, as I said, you need to get a sense of what the competition is doing. And if you sense there is something new in the market or some new information or a new campaign which the competition has launched, you feed that information back to the brand team to take relevant action. Typically, you would like to visit all the outlets which the salesman during the day is supposed to visit. This could be 10 to 15 outlets in a day. Once your full day call is done, which is let's say around 4 in the evening, you come back to the distributor point, have a conversation with him about what you've seen in the market, discuss future growth plans with the distributor, and the time after that is for you to spend with your sales officer and figure out his development areas, his development plans, how is he contributing to the distributor, is he getting enough support from the distributor. So that's a typical day in the life of an ASM once he's out in the market. Think of an ASM as CEO of that area. You are directly responsible for a team of 20 to 25 people, but indirectly you're responsible for much larger people. Basically 20 to 25 people who are on company source. They could be sales officers, they could be a certain level between you and the sales officer who all report into you. In addition to that, each sales officer will have one or more distributor points. So you could be handling anywhere between 20 to 40 distributors. Numbers would change depending on which geography are you in. If you have 20 to 25 people in your team, you do the math, you'll probably not meet all of them every month in the market. You'll probably meet them once in 2 or 3 months. These guys are going to the market day in, day out, whether it's heat, cold or rain, and they do the same job over and over again. How do you ensure that you keep them inspired and motivated for a longer period of time? So that one visit from you and what you do subsequently goes a long way in ensuring that your team on the ground is motivated and inspired to deliver the target. At the end of the day, you need to ensure that there is enough camaraderie amongst them, because different distributor points will have problems at different points of time. So if someone is not able to deliver a certain target, how do you ensure that the others pull up? It's very important that this unit of 20-25 people sees itself as a team. A sales officer job can be done if he or she delivers the number for his distributors, but that's not where the job ends for us. Our job ends when the area as a whole delivers what it is expected to do, and it is important that the ASM is that one binding and driving force which pulls this 20-25 odd people to deliver the area's number.